Hey, who'd you talk to? What's going on? It is me. It's Mike Lepre, King Michael here with Legit Fantasy Sports. It is our Sunday edition, and we're going to do it a little different this time. Joining me on the show, first we start off with Matt Mastrodamus M1. Matt, how you doing today?
Doing excellent. Last week of the regular season, trying to win this spread league. Hopefully, you guys out there in the Super Bowl, if anybody's playing Super Bowl, hopefully you get some luck today. Doing great. How's everybody?
Going great. Genius Kev is joining us. Genius, you're like to my that way. How are you doing?
Very, very good, Mike. Had a great day yesterday. Hit all three bowls. Well, the only one went bad was Kentucky whole game, but I hit Kentucky first half. Hit the second two, both the sides and the total. So hopefully we can move that into profitable week 17.
Spoken like a true genius. Joining us as always is the birthday boy himself. Guys, give it up for the birthday kid himself, Brother Ray. Brother Ray joining us. Happy birthday, Brother Ray.
Hey, Brother Ray.
Got the battle standard going today, folks. We need the playoffs.
I'm running
we got a lot going on today for our playoffs. Hey, Matt, raise your microphone because you're the one that's quieter right now than everybody else. I think we made you lower it when I was an idiot and wouldn't shut off my phone.
Lower? Oh, turn it up.
Turn it up, a little bit more volume. Here we good. Now, we're gonna start with the 1 o'clock games. But before we start off with the 1 o'clock games, I know for a fact that I got to watch the championship of my league, the Corrupted League, and quite honestly, we had somebody win that I never thought would win a championship in his goddamn life. He starts off every year, right? Now tell me if you know this kind of guy. He starts off every year and he has more draft picks than anybody else. He gets all these great big name players, right? And then he's the toughest to trade with. Like, you'll offer him something and he'll just say no for the sake of saying no, like, and then throw you like a seventh round. But congratulations to Steve for winning the championship. He's somebody I never thought would ever win. Brother Ray, really quick, did you ever think that he would win ever?
Well, to be honest, King, he should have won last year. Again, I won it last year, but he had the superior team. You know, he had King Henry, he had C-Mac. The fact that he won without McCaffrey this year just goes to show you, I mean, he's always done well. He's always drafted well. It's just the trades that would just really frustrate you. You know, you try and trade him a handcuff for a handcuff, and I think he would analyze it too much. But, I mean, it was only a matter of time before he won one.
Well, I personally think that Steve's the type of guy that just never wants to be raped in a trade. That's a really strong word, but you know what I mean. Never raped in a trade is basically what I'm trying to say, because that's what he doesn't want to have happen. There came a new crop of people, I believe, in fantasy football that started to just not to want to be the one to get fleeced. They don't want to be. They just stopped trading just from the sheer fact that they didn't want to have to talk about how bad of a move they made come Monday morning. You guys agree with that?
Yeah.
I'm opposed to trades, but I'm a big believer of having freedom in your league. So I know people like to have trades, so I allow them. I just am a big believer of a trade that will benefit both teams. A lot of times you see, like you guys were just talking about, one person trying to fleece the other one. Sometimes you look at people who don't know exactly even how to value the value of a trade, or looking at the trade chart system. Those are the types of trades that I don't like, and it seems like those are the majority of the trades. But
isn't that kind of a trade to try to get the better advantage of somebody else? Like, do we have to all like kind of like watch each other out in like a community and be like that? You're gonna get beat in that trade. We can't allow that trade to go through.
No, not necessarily. And like I said, I think I touched on a few, episodes ago. There was a trade a few years back I allowed to go through when I allowed C-Mac get traded for like Odell Beckham, and at that time Odell Beckham had a little bit of value. But I don't believe that you should be trading running backs for wideouts. Running backs have too much value. So when you have a power swing move like that, and that kid who got C-Mac did end up winning the championship that year, that you don't want to wipe people's butts, but at the same time, you want to be like, hey, are you really that stupid? Like, hey, you know,
Brother Ray, what do you think?
It's kind of like, the wounded wildebeest in the in the plains of Africa. The herd tries to protect that wildebeest as long as they can, but at some point the predator is going to sniff them out. They're going to separate them from the pack and fleece them. I mean, you see it in every single league. A lot of times people, I think, won't make trades because you have that analysis paralysis. Like you said, King, you're thinking, hey, I'm giving something up. Why does he want to make this trade? I'm losing something. Instead of kind of looking at what's best for your team. I do like making trades that are good for both parties. I don't like fleecing someone. Sometimes that happens. I think last year I had traded Antonio Brown right before he went off the rails for a first round pick. And, obviously I felt bad about that because, he completely
No, you
cratered.
didn't.
And when
I'm
you
sure
make
you did,
trades
Ray.
like that, no one
I'm
wants
sure
to trade
you
with
did.
you again.
You didn't feel bad. You didn't really feel bad.
I felt relieved, actually. Then I felt bad.
That's my whole point. Yeah.
I love when people get injured and I don't have
Yeah.
them.
I felt bad.
Yeah. See, yeah. All right. Let's gentlemen, let's start with the 1 o'clock games. You know what? I'm going to start with Atlanta at Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay's at home getting 7.5. We're going to start with let's start with Brother Ray on his birthday. Brother Ray, Tampa Bay minus 7.5. Who do you like?
Yeah, I think Tampa Bay is they're firing on all cylinders. Atlanta really, they're just playing for next year right now. I have to go with Tampa Bay on this.
All right. M1, what do you think?
I'm actually following Brother Ray with this. I feel like this is kind of like this week and last week, you're starting to get into the teams that are packing their bags, looking at, going home for the winter, thinking about what they're doing with their family, while other teams are like, all right, it's go mode. Tom Brady, his team is now starting to look, at least sharp on the offensive side of the ball the last 3 weeks, I'd say. So they're looking to make statements. Atlanta's been looking decent the last few weeks. 6.5. It's a good spread, but I
I have
go the
7.5.
Jets in this.
Yeah, I have
7.5.
7.5. Yeah.
See, that tells me where the money's going. I would say, yeah, I'd still go with the Bucks with 7.5. I know that's right over the threshold there. I would say Bucks win by 10, 9-10.
I'm in agreement just based on the fact that Brady's a veteran quarterback. As we all know, he's like 90. Not really, younger than me, which is old. He still wants his team to go into the playoffs hot. Like he knows that if he wants to get these guys ready, nothing would be better than dropping like 30, 40 points, just getting them like wound up, ready for the playoffs. Because he does have some people that he needs to get up to that level, like a Mike Evans. Like if he can get Mike Evans going today and get him like 2 touchdowns, just get him into it. You want those guys ready for the playoffs. So I would say, yeah, I like Tampa Bay in this one.
Even Antonio Brown, ever since he's got in the fold, it's not like he's been, clockwork or fluid. Like there still needs to be, he got a little bit of love last week, 3 catches and a touchdown, like 30 yards or something. But he had one good game. There's definitely, they're not seamless yet, and they have to be. There's still some kinks that they got to work out there.
Next game, guys, Jets at the Patriots. Patriots are favored by 3. And in my head, I wonder, why doesn't anyone think the Jets are going to win this game? The Jets can win this game. And if they do win the game, it just makes it worse for them as far as the draft, right? So if I've learned from the past, the Jets are going to win today because they're going to make it worse on themselves in the long run, right? That's how bad the Jets are. They're so bad that they're going to win today and end up with like a higher pick just for the sake of it. So I like the Jets to win today's game outright, even though the Pats are getting 3. M1 to you.
If the Jets don't win it outright, I'll be surprised. I got the Jets with 3. With the length of this, with the schedule that's played out now, even with the Patriots, with the wins that they do have, they're realistically one of the worst teams in the league. And right now, the Jets are playing a lot better than them. I don't know why the Jets are winning games all of a sudden. shows you, like you said, how dysfunctional they are. Jets win today, I would say.
Brother Ray?
Yeah, the Jets are a better team. I mean, it's not even close right now. I mean, the Jets are on a streak.
Yeah,
They've been playing well. This is Adam Gase's last game. Everybody knows it. So they have a lot to play for today. The Patriots, again, they're just trying to close the string out. I don't see any, incentive for them to win today at all. I think it's all on the Jets side. I mean, they're clearly the better team right now.
Genius, what do you think of these last two picks? We're all in agreement here.
Yeah, I'm in agreement. Also, this game, one of the interesting things about the Tampa Bay game, is if Brady throws 4 touchdowns, he'll actually hit 40 touchdowns for the season as a quarterback, 43 years old. So
write it down.
He actually may run it up a little bit. This game, the Patriots Jets, is going to be a really strange game because no one's thrown for over 270 yards against the Patriots except for Watson and Allen. Jets finally passed over 200 yards last week for the first time since week 10. Patriots haven't thrown for 200 yards since in the last 5 games, so it's going to be a mess. And I think the Jets might pull it off because it's the end of the Gase era. Just celebrate, play loose. Last time for him, Patriots never play loose, and Jets. I would go with the Jets, unfortunately.
Yeah, it only makes them more. So why not win? Here's a game: Minnesota at Detroit. Minnesota is favored by 3.5. This is a weird game, and I say weird because it feels like this game is every week. I feel like every week in the games, Minnesota's playing Detroit. It just is. They're so boring that I always see them there, and I think they're there. I don't know what it is, Brother Ray. What do you think of this this mess? Minnesota minus 3.5.
I think it's key to find out about Stafford today. If Stafford's playing, if Stafford's not playing, I mean that I think affects Detroit. I actually like Minnesota in this game. There's a lot of things wrong with this team, and they should not be as bad as they've been this year. I mean, if you look at the talent on that team, you just wonder how they could be 6-9. I like Minnesota in this game because I don't think Stafford's going to play, and if he does, I think they're in the same boat where it's just finish out the string. This would be a game I would avoid though completely unless I had to. But if you're going to hold me to the fire, I would go with the Vikings.
Vikings minus 3.5. All right, M1.
I do. It's one of those games. It's like, Matt Stafford's not playing and the line is still close. Well, is he playing? He didn't basically play the whole game last week. I like Justin Jefferson today and the Vikings. I think that they're going to be playing inspired football. Depends on what Kirk Cousins you get. I think the incentive today is for Justin Jefferson to break the rookie record, and he's got the best defense to do that against. So I would say we'll go flying high with the Vikings.
Yeah, see, I find it scary because I would take the Vikings as well in that one. Just there's nothing that Detroit does that is exciting in any which way, shape, or form. Pittsburgh going to Cleveland. Another set of teams that are always playing each other, right? Cleveland is favored by 10. How did we go from week 6, right, to now, and Cleveland's favored by 10? Is that right? Am I right with that?
No, that's wrong.
Is it wrong?
That's very wrong. Yep, it's overvalue. It's
no. What is the real spread? Is what I'm asking. Is it really 10?
Yeah, well, they're saying that because Roethlisberger's not playing. They're sitting a lot of guys, but what really is happening here is Cleveland's still missing a lot of people from COVID. I would take Pittsburgh plus 10 all day. They're going to keep that game close. Cleveland has no place in being favored by 10 points.
I'm just saying, where did this come from? As far as where were we 4 or 5 weeks ago? How did it be? If I told you that this was the spread on this week, would you believe me? By 10, Brother Ray? What do you think?
It just has everything to do with the resting of the players. That's all.
Yeah, Mastradamus is correct. I mean, they're resting everybody, so I really think this is going to be a really good game for Nick Chubb. If you guys have Nick Chubb going today, I think he's going to have a monster day. The Steelers have been awful against the run recently, so I would, if you have Chubb and you're in a fantasy Super Bowl. By the way, you shouldn't be in a fantasy Super Bowl this week. You need to tell your league to change that.
Yeah, should be
never go to week 17 for anything because of the the things with the lineups and people resting players. But going back to this game, I think Chubb's going to have a monster game. Yeah, I mean, basically, I like the Steelers to keep this close, though. I don't see the Browns completely rolling them over. I think they're going to keep it on the ground, and I think it's going to be the Nick Chubb show. So I would go with the Steelers plus the points.
So now, just keep us on schedule. I'm about to go to the next game, but Genius Kev, would this be the type of game that you immediately zoom in on for a teaser? It's at a 10 spot. That's like a ridiculous amount they're already favored by. Or do you think it's overkill?
It's probably a little too high. Like if you tease it by 6, you're still at 4, so you're kind of outside the field goal range, which is what I like to do. But I wouldn't really argue against it too much because everything Brother Ray and Mastradamus said is true. Cleveland is not 10 points better than Pittsburgh, but they should. I think they'll win. But the 10 is kind of big. Even teasing it to 4, they probably pull that off. But I would stay away from this game.
So I'm riding as well with Pittsburgh. And I think, again, the oddity of how we tease things is you're thinking down to 4. I'm thinking up to 16.
Up to 16. Yeah, me too.
You see what I'm trying to say? Like I'm saying, all right,
Absolutely.
if I know they can't win by 10, then why would I tease it down? Let me tease it up, make it
Tease
so
it
they
up.
can't win by 16.
Amen.
All right. So moving on. We're all in agreement. Let's go to Baltimore at Cincinnati. There really are classic matchups this week. We got to enjoy that, I guess, because the Maronda me. Baltimore's favored by 14 going into Cincinnati. I'm going to take Cincinnati because I don't think Baltimore cares that much to win by 14. Ray?
Cincinnati has been playing really good lately. I mean, they have not given up whatsoever. I mean, backups at quarterback, backups at running back, backups at tight end, at wide receiver, but they're still playing. And I mean, you're giving them 14 points. They're playing really well right now. I love the Bengals in this game.
And one?
See, with that being said, I was on the right side of the Bengals the last 2 weeks. And the spread being what it is today, I feel like what you just said, Brother Ray, that I would follow through with the trend of what I did with the Bengals the last few weeks. I do like what the Bengals are doing. I think they're playing inspired football. I actually still think that the Ravens are they're gonna make those Bengals of the last 2 weeks look different, especially with those 3 cornerbacks that the Ravens have. They're gonna make it look. They're gonna clamp down on Lindley. I like Cincinnati. I just don't think today that they're going to be up for the task. And I think that you see the Ravens play what they've been playing the last 4 or 5 weeks, completely lights out. Like this is the team we've been banging on all year. They must have been listening to our channel, and they got sick of it because they're not the same team as they were this whole year. They're playing like they were last year somewhat. They're looking good. I like the Ravens today.
You like the Ravens to win by more than 14? You're taking Baltimore minus 14. Oh, Maronda me. Wow.
Man.
All right. I got to stay with Cincinnati. I guess that might be another one that I would talk to the genius about making Baltimore minus 20. Let's go to now 2 more 1 o'clock games. I'm kind of saving these for the last 2 1 o'clock games. Let's start with Brother Ray's Miami Dolphins traveling to Buffalo. Miami's favored by 1.5. Does Miami get the job done? Brother Ray, I'm going to save you for a second. M1, really quick, what do you think about Miami going to Buffalo?
You got it at 1.5. Really? I see Miami winning this game outright. I think Buffalo, from what I'm hearing, is they're going to be sitting some players. I like Miami today. I think Miami's in a must-win situation, and I like Miami as one of my locks of the day. I think Buffalo is going to be playing probably maybe inspired ball for about a half, and then Miami's going to be maximizing. They're going to be maximizing their efforts, going to keep it close, and they'll get it done in the end.
I, too, agree with Miami. I won't give my reasoning because we'll let Brother Ray speak on this. Brother Ray.
Yeah, I'm to be honest with you guys, I'm worried about this game because, I mean, Buffalo has not come out and said that they're going to rest their starters. They will, I'm sure, at some point, but they're keeping it really vague. So I think Josh Allen may play a half. No, there's no safety blanket for Tua today. Fitzpatrick is on the COVID list. So this is going to be an interesting game because Tua now knows it's basically on his shoulders. There's no one that's going to come in the game if he slips up. Buffalo is a very bad place for the Dolphins. It's almost equally as historically bad as being in Gillette. I'm worried that they're favorite, to be honest with you. My heart's with the Dolphins today, but I'm a little worried about Buffalo. So if I had a bet, I would probably go with the Bills today.
Wow.
And Matt Barkley is no slouch, by the way. Barkley is no slouch.
But this game started at +3.5 for Miami, did it not?
Oh yeah, it started totally different than this.
Yeah,
I think Vegas knows something. That's what I'm saying. I think that now that it's Miami 1.5, I think that tells you that something was said in the middle of the week that they think Buffalo is going to kind of take their foot off the pedal. That's what I know. Dolphins, they can't swim in the snow, but today I think they're going to find traction.
I hope you're right, Mastradamus.
I myself like Miami today. I think Tua. This is Tua's day. This is his official coming out party. If he's had many of them so far, but this is his take the Dolphins to the playoffs party. That's what this is today.
I agree.
Genius.
I have him in DraftKings.
Genius.
So just a quick piece of information for you guys. When I put the lines together before the show, it was Miami +1.5. Right now, it's Miami -2.5. I've never seen a swing that big in less than an hour. So something's going on. I saw some tweets that said Buffalo might rest players, but they also said they really want the 2 seed. So whatever's going on, the steam has completely gone to Miami. Miami -2.5 is the number right now, which is kind of crazy.
Can I just say something? There's been so many times when we've seen like Wes Welker last week against the Texans or other players throughout the years where you're like, you want to keep your team moving and the chains moving. You don't want them to go into the playoffs, stagnant, and then you see somebody out. You definitely want to, be on the side of precaution than not. And I think that's what's going to happen today. You're going to see people going, let's get these players rested.
All right. But Brother Ray, so you don't see the Dolphins winning today? Like you just what?
I'm worried. The way they match up with Buffalo, they don't. Even if this game was played with all the starters, they don't match up well against Buffalo. I just think that Josh Allen's going to play at least a half today, and I'm a little worried about that. I mean, Buffalo has been playing really well lately. If they rest their starters in the second half, I think Miami wins. So that changes it. But again, the coach has not said, listen, he said we're going to do the best for our team. You can take that a number of ways. That could be we're going to get a win in front of our fans and roll into the playoffs on momentum. I don't know. You got to understand the Dolphins really were lucky to come away with a win last week. I mean, Gruden basically, gift wrapped that win to them. So I am a little worried. My heart's with the Dolphins. Would be a great birthday present, but I don't know. I've seen this story before.
See, but they said do what's right for the team, which is not the same as do what's right for the organization, right? Organization's long term. The team would be this team they got right now. So I do think that the Dolphins will go all out. They're going to win today because they have to win to get in. It's on your birthday. It can't be written anymore in the freaking stars or the bulbs I got above me. It's going to happen. Write it down. Let's go over to the last 1 o'clock game and probably the best 1 o'clock game. It's the Dallas Cowboys coming in to play the Giants at MetLife Stadium. And for some reason, the Cowboys are favored by 1.5. Now, I know Daniel Jones has struggled, right? But I don't put it all on Daniel Jones. He shouldn't have played with a hamstring injury. The kid tries to do too much. I do, though, have worries. I'm worried about the fact that he does not hear people coming. I mean, is it that he doesn't hear them or he just refuses to give up on a play? It could be either or. But let me say this. Our defense right now it could be the top defense to hit the playoffs if we make the playoffs. If we beat the Cowboys today and the Eagles start at least 11 people, not counting like, fucking people they took off the street. If they can just start a real team with real jock straps, you know what I'm saying? We get a shot. And the Giants will beat the Cowboys. We're going to beat the Cowboys. Our defense is that good as advertised. Xavier McDaniels, the rookie we had, finally came back. He finally got to play. The last couple of weeks, he keeps rating highest on defense for our team because he played edge, he played inside linebacker, he played both safety spots, and he played corner. Jabril Peppers does the same. We have more weapons and tools on defense than we've had in the last 10 years. And I'm telling you this, if the Giants make the playoffs, which I think they will, there's nobody that they can't beat. That running game works. Everything works except for the two things. Can Daniel Jones wake out of this like Toy Story Woody like place that he's in? You know what I mean? Make the right plays, win the right goddamn games. And then lastly, there's no way you put Evan Ingram in the goddamn Pro Bowl, right? With all those great defensive players I just mentioned, all the other guys we get on the team, and you put Evan Ingram, who's, he can run a 4.2, 4.3, but he can't catch. He looks like the clown from Simpsons that's trying to, the evil clown, I can't remember his name, and he can't catch a goddamn ball. But they put him, all right, I'm done. But the Giants will win this game today. Just write it down. Brother Ray?
Yeah, I'll tell you what. I mean, you're probably not going to want to hear this, but I think the Cowboys' defense has been playing much better. They actually showing a little bit of a life. I do like the Giants today, though. I think this is the game where they're gonna win it at home. I think Daniel Jones will be motivated. I do like the Giants in this game. The Cowboys have been playing better on defense. They're getting some people healthy. I like Daniel Jones today, and I think the Giants will win.
Sorry, before I go to Matt, here's one point. This could be Daniel Jones's last game as a Giant. Here's why I want to explain about that. Say he comes out and he plays horrible today, right? And the Giants lose. The Giants can drop, they said, what, as far as 3? Down to the 3? Right?
Wow.
Genius. If they drop to the 3, Daniel's
They're looking at other quarterbacks.
Daniel is gone. I don't care what they've said about him so far. If he plays a stinker and throws like 3 interceptions and they completely lose to the Cowboys and we don't make, and then even like the Redskins lose later tonight, you know what I mean? Daniel will be gone. That's just my opinion. I don't want that to happen, but that's just how I feel. Like I hope that kid knows he's playing for his career. You know what I mean? Matt Stradamus.
Oh, it's interesting that you say that. I never even thought about it like that. But the NFL moves quick, especially with these young quarterbacks. Looking at Dwayne Haskins the other day, there's a lot of interesting options at the top of the draft next year, and you can get replaced real quickly. I just wish that they would have gave Daniel Jones some better options. I think like a lot of his options have been injured for the last few years, and even the options that he had, even the options he had weren't really the best. I like the Cowboys today. I think that the Cowboys have been a little bit more consistent as of late. But that's the great thing about these division games. Like, that game today is going to be really fun to watch. And I think it's a playoff game. I think you're going to see the best of what the Giants have. I just think that you're going to see a little bit, Andy Dalton is not a bad quarterback.
No, he's not.
And he's also showcasing himself. So I think he's got more to play with. I think he's got better tools around him. And like Brother Ray said, the Dallas defense has been playing better as of late. So I think that you have the outcome right there.
Genius, you want to add 2 cents on this?
Yeah, my 2 cents. You guys know I'm a Cowboys fan. What would be more Dallas than to come into this game completely flat and get blown out of the Meadowlands? I'm sitting in New York right now. I'm looking outside. It's cold. It's a little rainy. It's a little windy. This is a perfect one where Dallas just never shows up. Just don't show up. So I would consider teasing the Giants up to +7 because so Dallas is 1.5 point favorite. They were 3 at the beginning of the week, so everyone's moving towards the Giants. So maybe you tease the Giants up to +7.5 and go that way. But I'm prepared to get my heart broken once again. I don't like McCarthy. I don't like Nolan. I see them flopping.
You know McCarthy lied to get that job and what he lied about, right? Did you ever hear that? What it was about? You guys know that? He lied to get the job. they asked him if he had been keeping up on football, and he said that he was keeping up on the Cowboys and that he was doing like some sort of like film work on their team and all this stuff. He completely lied. Like in other words, he had not thought about football at all. But when asked, he was like, "Oh yeah, I've been keeping up on everything. I know everything about the franchise." That's true. It's a lie. So there you go. All right. So there we are on the 1 o'clocks. Let's move to the 4 o'clock games. You know, it's really going to be a crazy weekend of football, especially today. Like, I've already been asked by like the wife and by other people to go do stuff. You know what I mean? And you okay, Matt?
Yeah, I just I open up the car door and smash into a rock. It's all good. Moving locations, smash the car door at the same time.
My point
This is live show business, baby.
So I'm already being told we can't. Like, I can't do this. I can't watch the game. We got to go do this. You guys know that pressure that can be put upon by like the wives or the girlfriends or the moms or anybody that's got like something for you to do today. It's like the Giants are on at 1. Stop piling up stuff for me to do. Like, you guys go through that, or is it just me? And actually, who's right? I pick on that one. That's kind of putting you in a bad corner, isn't it, Brother Ray?
Yeah, I mean, what I'm really mad about is that because I live in New England, they're going to air that New England Jets game at 1 o'clock, and the Dolphins-Bills game, which means something, isn't even going to be on. So, the first thing my wife asked me was, "Oh, are they on today?" And I'm like, "No." So I'm gonna be glued to Red Zone, unfortunately. But I'm sure Patriot fans don't even want to watch that game either. So I don't know why the Bills Dolphins isn't on.
Let me tell you something. I learned something from the genius at the beginning of the season. It's NFL. I'll say it. I don't care. NFLBITE.com. And you gotta. It's one of those things you have to deal with tons of pop-ups, and you constantly got to be on top of it. But it shows every game, right? I've been watching the Giants. I've watched the Giants every week, on that thing. On my TV through Xbox or whatnot, and so that way the wife can't say are they on, because I'm like, yeah, they're on every week. You know what I mean? But and that's the thing that Stu didn't want to use because he thought like they were gonna. He thought he was gonna get like arrested or something. Like, he's still at that level, right, Genius? He's still at that level where he thinks if you use like a website that gets you an illegal game, that you're gonna get arrested. Like cops are, knock. Are you watching a legal game? Like, you know what I mean? Like, give me a fucking break.
Wait a minute. So this conversation, you guys have wives that still want to like associate with you guys?
Not me.
Luckily for me, my wife wants nothing to do with me, so it's all good.
All right. 4 o'clock. Here we go. Seattle at San Francisco. Seattle is favored by 7.5. I have no idea on this. The odds, it looks like it's too high of a spread. I don't know. I'll start with Mastradamus. Who do you like? Seattle minus 7.
I got that at 5.5 to start the week, and seeing that it went to 7.5, that's crazy. I still like Seattle giving 7.5 because I think that Throd's probably going to start. I don't know if Nick Mullins is playing. You know how much I love Nick Mullins. Nicky Mullins. I think that Seattle's, going in a different direction. San Fran, well coached. You'll see some high octane energy from them, but go with Seattle here. I like that defense too.
Brother Ray?
Yeah, I like Seattle today. I think San Francisco's been playing, better. Their defense has been playing better. They got a couple of pieces back. They got Sherman back on the back end. I like Seattle in this matchup, though. I think, I think they'll dominate on the ground and do enough to win this game. I like the Seahawks here.
Wow, why the spread? All right. I'm going to say that I don't like the spread being 7.5 on a day like today. So I'm just going to go against the grain, and I'm going to go with San Francisco. Just because I think 7.5 today is it's too big. I don't know. Call me crazy, but we'll see how it plays out. They know each other, these teams, a lot. All right, Arizona is +1 against the Rams. Brother Ray, who do you like with Arizona +1 versus the Rams? I'm going to tell you this. 2 quarterbacks right here that where are they going? One, I think, is too small to play in the NFL moving forward. I know he's your guy in fantasy, and I've seen him play great games. I don't think he can last. Oh, it takes me back years when we had the RG3 conversation Coach Kyle, we were trying to explain how RG3 would not last, the Michael Vick type size. Like that's where I am with Kyler Murray. Just too tiny. Eventually, he's going to get caught and get crushed. Whereas Jared Goff, why is Jared Goff not playing like Jared Goff should every single week? Brother Ray, who do you like with Arizona +1?
I like the Rams in this game. You're talking about Kyler Murray. It's weird with him because last week he made an incredible play. I was watching some of that game, makes a 45-yard run. They're in the red zone, and then he throws the absolute worst interception possible off his back foot, just puts it up. So I think what you see with him is he's still learning the game. He gets frustrated, but I think he has the makings of a franchise quarterback. I think he's completely different than RG3. And RG3 was 6'3", by the way, so he wasn't short. I think Kyler's issues are his height, but I think he's got everything else that you want in a quarterback. I like the Rams today. I'm going to go with them. I think they'll win the game on the ground today. Goff is one of the most frustrating quarterbacks in the history of fantasy football. I feel really bad for anyone that has ever drafted him and has started him on their fantasy teams, but I have to go with the Rams today.
What I mean, by the way, between the Kyler Murray to RG3 is they're both going to break. They both run in a way where they don't protect themselves. Some quarterbacks, they protect themselves. Some quarterbacks run as if they're just trying to get that extra yard. And if they're not a big guy like a Cam Newton, you're going to get crushed. You know what I mean? That's just what happens to those tiny guys. My opinion. I'm a big guy anyways. Like I don't – M1?
I like Kyler Murray. I think that he's a little bit more cautious than RG3. But this is the NFL. You're going to get injured. I mean, even Jimmy Garoppolo was stupid, and he tried to get one more yard, and he got his knee buckled on him. Like, you see stupid bonehead moves all the time. But it's just them just trying to make a play. I think this kid's exciting to watch. I think what really filled Kyler Murray this year was, you got D-Hop on the back end. You got Kenyon Drake, who's as soft as butter. They need a banger up in there. You got Chase Edmonds coming in there and doing good every single time when he gets an opportunity. I just think Kenyon Drake is a little soft. But I like the Cardinals today. I find it odd that you guys got him at -1 because when I seen Goff was, told he wasn't going to play, I seen it at -4. Yeah. So I like Arizona big today. I think Arizona finds their way today. I don't know about this team, the Rams. I think Cooper Kupp's a little banged up. I think the whole team needs a little bit of rest. I think that Jets loss was kind of perfectly placed because even before that, Cooper was hurting. They tried to put Reynolds in there as Cooper. You started seeing Reynolds' targets go up. I think this whole Rams team is a little banged up. I think the Cardinals team is banged up too. But I just think that the Cardinals are going to have a little bit more today.
See, and I'll split the call right there with I'm going to take the Arizona Cardinals. They're getting a point. I think they'll win the game. I'm just still not a big fan of Kyler Murray.
You stop it.
Mike, I got to make two comments here. Number one, M1, lay off Kenyon Drake. I have him in the corrupted league. I'm trying to trade him this offseason. You're crashing his value with soft as butter. So enough of that.
Kenyon Drake's the best. Kenyon Drake's the man. He's a monster.
But I gotta like the Cardinals on this one. Like Kyler Murray's gonna play, but he's banged up. He's still gonna play though. But the Rams are starting John Walford. They don't have Cooper Kupp. They don't have Darrell Henderson. Cam Akers is a maybe. I think the Rams fucked up their season with that loss to the Jets, and I don't know if they're gonna be able to come back from that. It all comes down to this week, and I think the Cardinals are a little stronger just based on the rosters right now. Like I don't know how you can back John Walford. They're saying all the right things about him, but he was in the AAF. That's probably all you need to say.
See, from all that, guys, you just mentioned, Matt, about Jimmy Garoppolo getting hurt, trying to make that extra yard. The one thing that I always told my son in any sport that he played, it was always try not to ever be indecisive. Like, in other words, just even if it's the wrong decision, just go as hard as you can.
100 miles per hour.
Doing the wrong decision. Because it seems like with these guys, whenever they stop and there's indecisiveness, they get crushed. Everything gets – same thing in basketball. Basketball is different. When you're indecisive, the game goes by you. Like in football, when you're indecisive, you get really hurt. In basketball, if you're indecisive at all, they're at the rim. You know what I mean? So yeah, I agree with that. Jacksonville at Indianapolis. Indianapolis is only favored by 14.5. I'm going to take Jacksonville. I would tease that up to 21 or whatever, 20.5, whatever I can get it, because I can't see the Colts wanting. I don't see teams blowing out other teams this week. I see them going up big by like maybe 13, 14, and then just like riding that out. I'm going to take the Jacksonville Jaguars in this game. Brother Ray.
Yeah, I think I would take the Jags with the points. I think Indy's going to win this game. And I think Taylor's going to have a monster day.
He's awesome.
If you have him in your fantasy lineup, put him in there with confidence. Jacksonville, this is it. I mean, they're looking at the number 1 pick in the draft. Potentially they're going to get Urban Meyer. So I think things are going to turn around very quickly for the Jags if they make some of these moves. So there is no incentive for them to win today at all. I see this as Indy winning, but I think 14 is too much.
Well, here, before I kick it to Matt, also, if Jacksonville wins, it doesn't change their draft position, right? So if they go out with a bang and they play really well for that last game of the year, it doesn't move them, right? Kev, is that right?
Yeah, that's true. Yep. That's
so there you go. I mean, they don't have to lose. Why not win to end the season on a positive note? You know what I mean? Keep the organization up. M1, what do you think?
Oh, I don't know if they can go out and win against the Colts, but this is an AFC South battle. Am I going to go with 2 teams with minus 14? I'm going to be a lone wolf. I don't think anyone else is. I don't know if anyone's going to ride with the Colts. I'll ride with the Colts minus 14. I'm going to take two favorites minus 14 today. Let's do it.
Wow, Baltimore, Indianapolis. Oof.
Hey, and Minshew's auditioning for a job himself, so he's looking for next year. So I know he wants to go out and with a bang.
Mike, one comment here. Interesting thing. So remember, who did the Jags beat week 1? The Colts.
The Colts.
They're going to lost 14 in a row. I can't see them beating the Colts again, but 14 is a huge number. So maybe I'll look at Colts first half, because they got to bring something. They have to bring it.
They're going to win outright. That's it. You just see stuff like that. I'm telling you, that's shit. You got to pay attention when it's written in the cards and someone tells you it, but no one pays attention to that shit. The Colts are going to upset them outright. I'm riding that boat. Watch. You watch. It's going to happen. I guarantee this one now. I'm going to put it as one of my guaranteed picks. Tennessee going to Houston. Tennessee's minus 7. I like Tennessee as a better team. Will they win by 7? I'm just going to say yes, because I think if you start to nitpick around the point where I think it should be, it's not worth it. But I like Tennessee minus 7. M1?
Tennessee minus 7. What's funny is Watson's having a hell of a year with as bad as that team has been. Tennessee's defense is not really as good as we like to believe. Let me go with Houston plus 7 here.
All right, let's go with Brother Ray.
Yeah, I like Houston today. I really do. I like them at home. I think this is kind of like a trap game for the Titans. I think Watson has been playing well. Their defense also has been playing a little bit better. I don't know. I think this is one of those games where you take the home team. I think Watson's going to come out and ball today.
Okay, so I'm solo, I guess, on that one. I'll stick with Tennessee. You guys go with Houston. The Raiders go to Denver. I love when the Raiders play the Broncos, man. The Raiders are
every week.
Yeah, like
another game that happens every week.
Another game that happens every week. It's true, right? Raiders at Denver. I'm going to take Raiders favored by 2.5. To me, that's not enough. I'll take the Raiders going to Denver minus 2.5. Brother Ray, who do you like?
I like the Raiders in this, but I mean, I think they showed last week that they're one of the dumbest teams in football. And I think the game is passed Gruden by. I think Mike Mayock has some tough decisions to make. I don't know if he has the power to change the coach, but he probably doesn't. But I think Gruden, it's time for him to go. I do like them today. Denver, is not. I mean, they're playing without a lot of things in that offense. I do like the Raiders, but I think for the long-term future, they need to make a change.
All right. So before I throw it to Mastradamus, doesn't it seem like Gruden tried to build a team from the outside in? Like he seemed like he wanted to get like these receivers and like the outside of a team instead of like just getting the lines solidified on both sides. Like just start there and move.
I don't know about that. He's got probably the best old line in the business, and last year they didn't have any receivers at all besides Terrell Williams, right?
Sorry,
No.
so you think he started that way? Do you think that was his intention?
Yeah.
Now the team that he got.
All
Well,
right.
this year through the draft, they went with Ruggs and Refno, and they added the pieces. It's been a slow go, but last year they started on the line, and I think that they started middle out.
How are they not better than if their offensive line is that good? Genius. Go right there for a second.
No, but I agree with M1 here because they got Colton Miller, they got Trent Brown for the Patriots. The O-line is awesome. The problem, they have two problems. Number one, the defense. The whole defense is a disaster, complete disaster, and it's Gruden's fault. He's the de facto GM. He fired Paul Gunther. It's his fault. They have no talent there. And then the second thing is on offense is Derek Carr. Derek Carr is good. He's like Jared. He's better than Goff, but he's not amazing. So he's got two big problems. But the offensive line is not one of them. That's my opinion.
So M1, who do you like in the game though? Raiders -2.5 at Denver.
Give me Denver.
All right. You know, by the way, that's pronounced Denvah.
Denver.
Denver.
Give me Denver.
I'll take Denver. All right. The Chargers going to the Chiefs. Chargers are favored by 6 because apparently no one's playing it for the Chiefs.
What?
Right? Like no one's playing, right? Chargers are favored by 6. I don't know how that's possible. They're not even that good, the Chargers, to begin with. But I guess we're saying they're going to win by 6. Brother Ray, start us off on this.
All you need to know on this is Chad Henne will be starting for the Kansas City Chiefs.
Oh, yeah.
No Le'Veon Bell. Williams may not even play. I think Darwin Thompson is going to be the running back for the Chiefs. You gotta go with the Chargers in this.
Yep.
Matt?
Yeah, I like the Chargers at -3.5, and now it's already at -6, and it shows you where the money's going, and it just goes to show you that the the Chiefs are just not in it to win this game, and they're focused on next week. Chargers come in here and get it done.
Wow. So I'll ride with that if that's the case. If that's who the starting quarterback is going to be, I believe that's the final. No, wait. I'm not missing a game, am I?
Redskins.
Who did I miss? Green. Oh, I'm sorry. I messed up. Oh, wait. I got Green Bay at Chicago. What is this? I don't have the spreads for the last 3 games. That's what it is.
It's Green Bay -4.5 right now.
All right. So Green Bay -4.5 against Chicago. I like Green Bay. Matt, start us off. It's 4.5.
There's something funny about this spread today. It's getting smaller and smaller for the Packers. Give me the Bears +4.5. There's something with Mitch and this offense, and that defense was already good for the Bears. But I think that now that they're getting a little bit of something on that offense, that defense is about time. Let's play some ball. And I think they're going to look at this game today as, they got an opportunity to show the whole league what they've been doing for the last 4 or 5 weeks. And I think Green Bay is right there at a letdown spot. Give me the Bears here plus the points. Absolutely, they could even win this game outright.
Brother Ray.
Yeah, I got to go. I'm going with the Bears here. I think he's played well over the past couple of weeks, and they have one of the best fantasy running backs in the past couple of weeks in Montgomery, who's been outstanding. He's been outstanding. So I don't know. I like the Bears in this one. I think their defense has been playing better, and this just seems like one of those games where they will keep it close. I don't know if they're going to win it, but they could very well win it.
Okay. Saints at Carolina. Genius, what's the spread?
Hold on one second, Mike. Let me get it here.
Sorry, if anybody has the spreads, throw them at me. I need them for the last 2 games.
Saints -6.
All right. Wait, before you go to mute, what's the spread on the Eagles Skins? I'm sorry, Eagles, the football team.
Washington minus 6.5.
Washington minus 6.5. And there's no Monday night, huh?
No.
No, sir.
Ah,
Playoffs next week,
For the
baby.
playoffs. Yeah.
Saints minus 6 at Carolina. Brother Ray, who do you like?
Just so we know, the Saints' entire running back room is not playing today. So they're going to be playing with some practice squad players. I think if the spread was more, I think I would go really tempted to go with Carolina. I think their defense, we gave you guys their defense last week as a DFS pick, and they did incredibly well. Did really good for me in DraftKings. They've been playing better. I have to go with the Saints in this one, though.
Okay. Mastradamus?
I'm gonna go with the Cats. I'm gonna go with the Panthers. You know I love the Panthers. And if you like DFS today, right? Put in Curtis Samuel. You're gonna get some double action out of him. He's gonna run the ball, and he's a wideout. You might get like 500 yards out of Curtis Samuel today from both positions. Might have 1,000 yards. So go with Curtis. M1 Mastradamus.
So I would say, me personally, Saints minus 6. I know you like Carolina all year. Is Teddy Bridgewater playing?
Oh, yeah.
All right, so he wants to beat his former team, right? He wants to show them that they should have kept him for the long term. So that's going to swing me. I'm going to go with Carolina plus 6. Final game, Washington at Philly. The Washington football team, which I don't think we talk about or anyone talks about enough. I think people just shy away from the fact that they got the worst name ever. It's just Daniel Snyder's way of being such a jerk that he was like, you're going to make me change my team name? All right, it's just the football team. And now moving forward, they're legitimately called the football team. That's if I could walk around calling myself the Mike Lepre. Oh, you want? Hold on. It's the Mike Lepre. Don't refer to me as the Mike Lepre. You know what I mean? The football team. Like, get the fuck, you guys, you wear maroon. Like, you wear maroon. You know what I mean? So they're favored by 6.5. The Eagles absolutely suck. I've said that all year, and they just do. I've never seen a quarterback like Carson Wentz go from Pro Bowl to, like, I don't know, just done looking. And then people want to tell me that Jalen Hurts is like going to be this great quarterback, and it's like, no, he's just not. He's just not. I don't like Philly at all. They're awful. So how can they beat the Redskins? Because I hear they're not starting everybody, right? So it's like, I'm sorry, the football team. So how can they beat the football team? And I don't know, but I want it to happen. So
It's not gonna happen.
I'm going to take Philly plus 6.5, and I'm going to tell you that Philly will beat the football team outright, especially if Alex Smith, a.k.a. Alex Jones, is playing healthy or not. So put me down for Philly plus 6. Brother Ray.
I couldn't disagree more. I love Washington in this game. I think they're motivated. I think Alex Smith, once I heard he was playing, that's all I needed to hear. Everyone's going to play. Gibson's got a bum ankle. He's going to tough it out. McLaurin is hurt. He's going to tough it out. These are two completely different teams. Washington is completely focused. They have a great head coach. The Eagles have lost their way. And in my opinion, that head coach should not get another season, but he will based on his Super Bowl win a couple of years ago. I love the football team.
All right, before we go to M1, just for the record, the reason you're losing your voice is because the football gods are taking it from your body just for saying what you're saying and disrespecting what's about to happen. You enjoy your coffee. Mastradamus, M1, Matt, the kid with 4 names. What do you got?
You know what's the best? You know what the best football team is in the land? The football team from Washington. The football team from Washington. And they're going to get it done today. I don't know if they get it done by 6. That spread's getting higher and higher and higher.
Yeah.
Yeah, it keeps going off. I like the football team. I don't know if I like them with the points. I guess I'll go with Philly plus 6. But the Redskins get it done today. I'm afraid, King. I'm sorry.
You mean the football team? See, you can't even not.
The football team.
It's the worst. Like, I remember
It's the best.
How is that even a name? Do you know what I mean? Like it's the.
You know what? You know why he did it? Because you know what? You can't go. Oh, you got to change your name. Good. That's what it's going to be. Now you can't tell me I got to change it anymore. It's the football team.
Well, are we going to have the Cleveland baseball team? Because isn't that what's next? Right? They're trying to get them to change their name. Now that name, I didn't even think was insulting as far as just being an Indian. Like I thought that was a pretty cool name, the Indians, right? Like the Rangers.
We don't want to get too political on this, but I told you right before they're getting rid of Dan Snyder and they're going to replace him with Jeff Bezos, Amazon.
I don't know how that's political, but I'm with you. Yeah, I don't see
what they're doing,
but I'm with you.
They're trying to get that rich money.
So,
Genius, you for teasers.
So wait, so before we jump to that quick thing, another one that where there's money like steam all over the place. I bet at 10:15 this morning, before like 45 minutes before the show started, I bet Washington -2.5. It's now Washington -6. Crazy, absolutely crazy. So I don't see how you're right with this one. I don't see how Philly pulls this one off. And I have a show suggestion between. In the 2-week break for the Super Bowl, we should run down all the bad coaches in the NFL because, unfortunately, Brother Ray is right. Doug Peterson is going to get another year. He doesn't belong anywhere near a head coaching job. He's got another year. Anyway, so switching gears, Mike King, like you asked.
Wait, Gene, hold on. Have you ever seen the Doug Peterson statue that's outside the Eagle Stadium? It's a statue of him and what's the quarterback that did it last year for them 2 years ago? Nick Foles. Have you guys ever seen the statues of Nick Foles?
I have. Really
and
special.
Doug Peterson? Fucking stupid. That's what a bad idea. What a rash decision. Like talk about jumping the gun on that call.
Hold on. I think what really the problem is with Peterson is he stayed with his D line too long. He gave Wentz the contract. There was a lot of bad GM moves. I think he's a decent coach. They caught fire, but they stayed with that fire too long. The best thing about being a great GM or coach is no one went to turn the page and transition. Bring in a new blood.
But Peterson has that. Let me see if I can do it. The confused, that's no, like you look back at his face and he's. Do you really want? Does that instill confidence? Like my daughter had a coach who stood like this. Female girls basketball coach stood like this, and every time you do a play and look back, you have to see.
You know what's funny, King? You know what?
Back at that face.
Now that I look at you, you know who you resemble?
Who?
Bruce Arians.
Yeah, the glasses. I wish I had the math. All right, Genius, give us some teasers.
All right, quick. We'll do. So just want to officially say, number one, happy birthday to Brother Ray. I don't know if we paid enough attention to that.
Thank you, Genius.
Happy birthday, Brother Ray.
I'm figuring you only got another 15, 12 years left in the corrupted league. So I hope you make the best of those. Then you'll be passing the mantle probably to me, then to Mike, then to one of your sons. It's your son. But anyway, that said, so again, we're talking about 6-point teasers. Generally on sides, trying to get through 7 and 6 and 3. Although Mike, you may want to look. You probably got 3 teaser opportunities to get you from like 14 to 20, so you might want to look into that. But anyway, it's a weird week and the spreads are changing fast. But the first one I really like is Tampa and Tennessee. So it's Tampa -7. Tease it to -1 against Atlanta. So basically have to win outright. And same thing with Tennessee at Houston. They're 7.5. Tease it down to 1.5. Both of those teams need wins for playoff seedings. So that's the first one. And then second one, there's like a lot of other options. I wasn't on it at the beginning of the show, but I'm kind of thinking now maybe tease the Giants up to +7.5 would be a nice one. And pair that with either Seattle down to -1 or Denver up to +8.5. I don't see. I think the Raiders are just going to flop. And Denver's got a lot to play for, a lot of jobs on the line, especially with the quarterback. So that's how I would approach it. So first one, Tennessee and Tampa. Second one, Giants with your choice of either Seattle or Denver. So those are my teasers for the week.
All right. Let's see. So that, in my opinion, where I was thinking of the teasers, and I'm always picking your brain to see how these work. I liked Cincinnati, teasing them up to +20. And then I liked where's the other one? It was another 7-point game. Oh, the Colts. Taking the Jags and making them +20.5. Well, what do you think of those?
It's weird. It's hard to argue against those because both of those teams, the favorites, they'll probably blow them out in the first half. But holding a 20-point lead in the second half of a game that may not really matter, like for the Colts, or even for the Ravens, they're only playing for seeding and really reputation. I can't really argue against those. I don't like doing stuff like that. I don't like rooting for very, very long underdogs. And I remember I teased the Jets up to +21 or 22 against Seattle, and they lost. I mean, it happens. Like, bad teams get blown out. It's and especially this week, it's tough to figure. But the spreads that big in the situations you described, I don't really have much of an argument against them, though.
I think it's just weird that when you tease something, you tease it in the opposite direction of like where I would tease it, right?
I always tease through key numbers. The most valuable numbers in the NFL, 3, 6, and 7. So I always try to tease through those because they're the numbers that scores generally land on. So if you can tease through that and get something from a 1.5 up to a 7.5, you covered a field goal win, you covered a 6-point win, you cover a 7-point win, which are the three most likely outcomes in an NFL game, which is why I always focus there.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like you do a job of kind of chopping it up, whereas I just like to add it on. Like I want to take those 6 points and add it on to like somebody that's like getting +10. Now they're getting 16. To me, that makes a totally different game. Yeah,
definitely. But I really, really love get a 7-point favorite because 7's a big spread in the NFL. Is you can get like that Bucs game, Bucs against Falcons. Bucs need that win, but because they win, they get the 5 seed, which means they're going to play the NFC East champion. That's a great spot, right? So tease it from 7.5 down to 1.5. All they have to do is beat Atlanta. It's I think that's a very good opportunity rather than banking that Cincinnati is going to stay within 3 touchdowns because the Ravens could beat Cincinnati 55-0. You wouldn't be surprised, but Tampa losing would be a huge shock to the NFL.
Yeah,
that's why I look at it that way. But again, like I said, those at that number though, it's really, really hard because you could probably look and see how many NFL games are lost by over 21 points. It's probably a tiny.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. That's a high number for the pros.
Yeah.
All right, those make sense. I moved all my other trophies out of the way. I just wanted to leave this last one, the one where I had to beat the Geniuses team. You had, I don't know what, anywhere from 4 to 6 JV varsity kids that were playing on our team. We had just 2 on ours.
There we go.
We swept said team in the playoffs. The first 2 games, just like that, money done. So this gigantic trophy that I still keep in my house. It's heavy. It's really heavy, but I'll put it down. Brother Ray, very happy birthday to you. I think the Dolphins are a can't-lose team today. I'm going to give you some can't-lose games that are against the spread. I love the Giants, of course. They're going to win. I love the Jets. I don't know why, but they're going to win today. I'm rolling with the Dolphins. I think they're going to win today. And now I want Jacksonville to win outright because that'll be the game of the day. So, you know what? I'm going to tell you this. Bet the Giants in Jacksonville. I'd go Giants, Jets, Jacksonville. Giants, Jets, Jacksonville, all to win. That's going to pay you anywhere from, I don't know, for $10, $20, it'll probably be about $4 or $5 grand. So I'm not kidding you. Look at it. Look it up. The 3-team parlay, Jets, Giants.
You on the money line? Sure.
The money line. Jets, Giants, Jacksonville. That's what I'm going down with. You could throw the Dolphins on top of that because they're going to win, but you don't have to because these guys are giants of themselves. So Giants, Jets, Jacksonville. Okay.
3 times fast.
Giants, Jets, Jacksonville. Giants, Jets, Jacksonville. I would try this one. One smart fellow, he felt smart. All right, so guys, I like the new setup. I think this is exactly the way we're going. I wish we would have started the season like this. But what I think is great is that we're going to move throughout the off season like this, and this will be the setup for all our other sports. I don't know. I'm really looking forward to this whole thing, the whole legitfantasysports.com website, as you can see with that little scroller below us. Want to thank you guys for being here. We're going to shut this thing down, and then I'm going to frantically try to figure out how to post it and strip down the audio, because that's part of it I got to do. But Brother Ray, Mastradamus, Genius Kev, thank you guys for being here. Do you have one last thing to say, Genius? You go first.
I put a 10-team parlay on all the must-win teams today. It's like a $5 bet would win me about 400 or something like that. So I'm pulling for all the must-win teams, all the chalk teams, which I usually don't do, but that's what I'm doing today. It's week 17. You got to pull out all the stops to overcome some previous bad weeks.
Okay, M1.
I just want to wish you guys a very happy New Year. I hope this year is a lot better than even last year, even if it was a great year for you last year. I just wish you the best today. I like Arizona, and I like what was the other Arizona, and I like the other one with that I really like was Arizona.
You picked two
and Washington. Arizona and Washington.
Yeah, you picked two 14-point favorites too. Don't forget.
I did, and I actually think only Baltimore is going to go, but I don't know. I'm picking on Jacksonville. They haven't been doing too well lately, so I'm picking on them. Got to go against you guys too. Happy birthday, Brother Ray!
What do you got, Brother Ray?
I really like Washington today. I think they're going to do well. I mean, just the cards are lined up for them to have a really big night. Happy New Year to everybody! But I'm now in playoff mode, folks. And fans, this hasn't happened in a long time. So go to us. I hope you guys are right.
Hold on one second.
Good luck to your Dolphins today, Brother Ray.
Thank you. A point. I got Jets, Giants. We had a freakish Jacksonville. That's why I wear glasses. Jacksonville's plus 800. That is phenomenal.
Yeah, Mike, your teaser, your parlay is plus 4,400. So $100 bet makes you $4,000.
Yeah, $5 would win me $221. If I put a $20 three-teamer, it would win me $1,000. That's not bad, right?
No, not bad.
Well, guys, gonna wrap it up. Brother Ray, I hope your team does well. I more hope that the Giants beat the Cowboys and that the Skins that the team gets destroyed tonight by the how can I even root for a team? The Eagles, I guess. God damn, they suck.
God.
Guys, thank you so much. Go enjoy the games. This was legit fantasy football. Happy New Year.
Alex Jones is the truth.